And oh, I'm right, there's like a pole that's kind of right by my face, but I'm going to move it so I can kind of stay out of the sun before it goes over the oranges. But then after it goes over the orange tree, I have plenty of light. And so I love the sun, as you know. And I have a project today because as I was walking down my parents' block, I always believe you should stop and smell the roses. So I stopped and smelled the roses at one of the neighbors' houses by my parents. And the rose smelled so good. So as I was smelling the rose, the owner of the house was like, "Does it smell good?" And I said, "Yeah, you got to smell the rose." And she smelled the rose, and it was just so fragrant. Because how often do we just walk by flowers, which are beautiful? It's one of life's simple treasures. And we don't stop to smell the roses. So I did that. So as I was smelling the roses, the woman whose name is Frances, she said, "You know what? I'm going to trim all of them so you can have all of the roses. You can have all of the roses." So, and this is why abundance needs to be acknowledged. She gave me all of these roses. And so they smell amazing. I'm going to clean some of the roses and make an arrangement. I'm going to keep some of the leaves because you can actually make rose leaf tea. It has a lot of tannins, so it's similar to like a black tea taste, but it has nutrients. And I love floral arranging. So I watched some videos on YouTube about just cleaning roses and how to arrange roses. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off the prickles. Now, I learned roses don't have thorns. So thorns actually grow out of the wood. Prickles grow out of the skin. So I'm going to clean the prickles off the roses and make some arrangements, like one probably for my mom, and I just love it. I love it. I love it. So I do have my gloves. You got to have your gardening gloves, but even cooler, I have to show you one of my multi-use tools because I like really cool tools. I like really cool multi-use things. And so I have this and it's really cool. Actually, it's better if I don't. So it's like a 10-in-1 and it is so cool because this is what I'm going to use to clean all of my roses, to take all of the prickles off. And I actually don't need this, but I love this. Now, of course, I have a story. I love denim. I love cotton. Cotton is one of my favorite textiles. Cotton, silk, then cotton, and then probably cashmere. But anyway, I love Levi's denim. Even though I love Japanese denim, I love Levi's denim. And I love Levi's denim jackets. And I got this Levi's denim jacket while thrifting in Nashville. And the coolest thing is I can go into any vintage shop and get exactly what I need. So I told my sisters, let's stop at this vintage shop because I just want to pop in there and get a denim jacket. So I went, and I love worn denim. I love when it's worn and broken in. But the coolest thing about this is on the back, it is U2, the group U2, painted like on the back of this jacket. It's so dope. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And judging from the tag, it's like from the 80s. And you can tell because the newer tags don't have this type of font. So anyway, so I have all of, yeah, you know what? I thought it was Michael Jackson at first too. But then at the bottom, it says U2 Rattle Hum. So I think this is the guitar player, but that's why I picked it up. I thought at first it was Michael Jackson. So we're both on the same ledge here. So then I have this cool tool, and I like really cool things. I got this from my friend's shop. She sells a lot of like Japanese engineered products. I love any cool products. Unfortunately, her store was burned down with the fires in Maui. But I got this there, and I believe it's a German design, but it's so cool because it's like an all-in-one. It's a little hammer. It's a plier. That's one side. And then, so one side has the other side to the plier. It has like a Phillips head screwdriver. And the other side has like a pocket knife, a nail file. Like, it's really cool. And my dad would always carry, there's another like little pocket knife in there. My dad, who is a fisherman and a hiker and a camper and an outdoorsy person, he would always have a Swiss Army knife. And I usually do too, but this is even cooler. So I'm going to use this with all of my roses that my neighbor gifted me. And I'm going to clean the roses and make a few arrangements and maybe keep some of the roses for like rose water. I will definitely use some of the petals for rose water, but look at all of these different roses. Aren't they lovely? And because I got to cut them, I cut some really, really long, I think I have 14 or 16-inch roses. I know. And I've watched enough videos that I know how to make my own arrangements. And I love floral arranging. Like, I love flowers. I did link this. I have this in my Amazon storefront. This is so cool. If you want it, go to my link in bio because it's like the coolest thing. So I watched some YouTube videos on how to clean the roses. And because I have them like so long, and if they're falling off like this, I'm just going to keep the petals and make them into either rose water or my own little rose tea. But it smells so good. And rose water is easy. You just take roses and you boil them very quickly till the color is gone, and then you bottle the water. That's it. So when I got some of these, they hadn't bloomed yet. A lot of them have bloomed, but let's take some that haven't. Like, these are beautiful. And I will just chop these into two separate, because who doesn't like a rose? Who does not like a rose? So I love floral arranging because, well, you're around flowers and you can just fold them back to make them look fuller. There's tricks you can do to make a flower look fuller. I'll have to take these off. So you can actually fold like each one of the petals down and open it like this. And the rose, the flower will appear like fuller, I think. I have a lot of roses, so I can definitely experiment. But you go around with each of them and you fold it open. And this, it already starts to look a little bit better. And this is why I say stop and smell the roses, because we walk by roses every day in life, every day. And as beautiful as a rose is, how often do you walk by a rose and you see it, you physically see it, but you won't even stop to say, wow, what a beautiful flower, let alone smell it. And all of these roses that I have came from the saying, and I say these things, but I practice them. Stop and smell the roses. You do have those 10 seconds to slow down, to stop, to observe the flower, to smell the flower, to say, yeah, that's beautiful, and go on with your day. And imagine how much better your day would feel if you did that. If you actually stopped to smell the roses. But you don't. You feel rushed. You feel that your time isn't yours. You feel that you don't have enough time. So to take the time you don't have to smell a flower that you don't even see is all just subtracting from your life. It isn't until you realize that your time is actually really yours. And the simple act of being aware of a flower and observing the beauty of the flower and actually stopping to smell the roses, that you see how beautiful your life can be in simple ways. And as I was speaking to this neighbor, okay, now you can see, first of all, I'm just opening each of the petals and folding it back, and it does look like larger and more beautiful. And I'm also getting that rose oil on my hands, which smells great. And I didn't know what rose hips are. Do you know what a rose hip is? The rose hip is just the bulb before it turns into the flower. So you can take the rose hip and make rose hip tea. It just smells nice. Now this one, see, it's so simple to do these things. This one, I'm just gonna put here with some water and put this probably in my sister's bathroom, and it's just simple. No, just like get a rose and cut it and put it in a container with some water, and it's bright, it's beautiful. It'll just brighten up your day. That's all you have to do. And I'm like chasing the sun. So I have all sorts of beautiful roses, which I'm so excited about, and my gardening gloves, but also these gloves I use for everything. I love my nails, and my mom has always told me to always wear a glove to preserve your hands, the skin on your hands, your manicures. My manicures always last. I mean, I don't really do dishes, but if I am to do dishes, I always wear gloves. Additionally, if you don't wear gloves, you are gross, because there's no way. The water should be so hot that you have to wear gloves. With pleasure, Robert. If you wash your dishes and the water is not hot enough for you to actually wear gloves, you're I have nothing to say about that. So I have this other rose from the same branch. And I'm just cleaning it of its prickles, because what I was read is roses don't have thorns, they have prickles. So thorns actually grow out of the wood of the flower. Prickles grow out of the skin. So roses just have prickles, they don't have skin. Thorns. So I'm going to do the same thing with this rose. You just take each petal and fold it back, opening up the flower, and it will appear fuller and bigger. And yes, I love to arrange flowers. Why not? It's a beautiful skill because I already love plants. And when I lived in New York and New Jersey, I would just go to the flower market or the flower district and buy whatever I liked. I'm not too strict on it. Here's the thing, and it goes with confidence. I'm always learning something. And it's learning things I like. Because when you stop learning, when you stop becoming curious, you really stop the growth in your life. And that's all life is, really, is growth. And learning is growth. Learning and experimenting and trying new things. Like, I'm not going to a bar. I'd rather arrange some flowers. Yeah, sure. However, bare hands cannot stand 190 degrees. This is why, if you are washing your dishes with your hands without the need of gloves, those dishes aren't clean, my guy. They are not. The water is too cold. You have to wear gloves, and most of you don't. I don't. If you wash dishes with your hands, I never want you to wash my dishes. And I remember a friend coming to, I cooked and she cleaned up, and with pleasure. And you see how big the rose is now? I think I'm going to tuck it in here. So she went to wash my dishes, and I was like, you don't have to do that. Please don't. Not even you don't have to. Please don't. She said, no, I will. You cooked for me. And I don't like that, because if you do like this, just like with a fork or a spoon under the water, you don't actually, for most people, not most people, I don't know most people. I only know the people I've interacted with. I've seen people put like a dot of dish soap on their sponge. You have to have so much soap that it's extra sudsy and soapy. We're liberal with the soap. When you're not, and you just take your utensils and run them under the water, that's gross. You have not cleaned anything. You have not sanitized anything. And in fact, no. Yeah, you got to scrub everything. That's not clean. That's not clean. The water has to be so hot that you have to have gloves, and there's so much soap that the stuff slips out of your hand and falls. If it's just water and a quick like this, you're gross. And there's a lot of people who are. Yeah. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So I think I can do like maybe 4 in here. So I also have, I have this beautiful yellow rose from all of my roses, because whatever I don't arrange with, I will make rose water. And thank you. Oh my gosh, you didn't see all of them that I got from my neighbor because I stopped to smell the roses. I got a whole bunch. So I think, yeah, if the leaves are almost done, I'm going to use that. You can use it as like a lip stain or just rose water for your face. So I'm going to use all of this. Hey, I'm going to use all of this in some way. The ones that are not vibrant enough. Oh, yeah, rose water is really, really easy. So I will use it as a toner for my face and like for my hair. But you just put all of the petals into the water, let it boil very quickly, and then take it off. And you have rose water, and it smells like it, and it has that color. It has to be used pretty quickly because it has to be used pretty quickly. So I like to use it as like a rose water rinse for my hair. And then, as I said, the leaves can be used for tea as well. Isn't this one beautiful? Everything can be used with plants, everything. So rose leaf tea has a lot of nutrients. And a lot of times I will make these teas and then just chill them. So instead of just drinking water, I'm hydrating with some other plant elements. And you don't really taste the difference, but the different elements and nutrients that I receive from the different parts of the rose is excellent. Oh, okay. Okay. So I have my cool little multi-use tool, which I'm taking the prickles off because I learned these aren't thorns, these are prickles. A thorn grows from the wood. A prickle just grows right out of the skin. I learned that via Google today. You see, you can always learn something. And it's fun learning. But if you don't, then you won't have anything interesting to say like this. Injured? How? No, I'm not injured. Yeah, I guess so, but I don't really feel it. I have my gloves on, but injured how? No, I don't get injured. I get better. So I'm going to use this one to put in here as a little pop. I love the yellow. And again, it's already pretty open, but I'm going to go around and almost bend each petal back. So it looks even fuller. And I love that. What else do I love about floral arranging? I love flowers. I really love flowers. Like weekly flowers is a must. I'm someone who loves flowers. I have my favorite flower. I have the favorite flowers that I love to arrange with. I love flowers that I love to see during different seasons. I am a lover of flowers. So just learning how to make an arrangement is so much fun. And then practicing, and there we go. You can kind of see. It's a little bit more open now. So I will I'm adding that one to this. And it's really simple. It doesn't have to be like this grand arrangement, but just this can be put in your bathroom or on the kitchen counter or on the entryway. Just that smell of roses and that pop of color is everything. And I love the smell of a rose. How can you not love the smell of a rose? How? I love it. So that was really, even with, thank you, Mr. Mix Master. Even this, now this I will use, all of these, which is beautiful, I will use in my rose water. Because I was trying to get to all of the roses before they said bye. Once you cut them, they kind of go pretty quickly. And I'm still going to use the petals. I'm going to use all of the petals. I'll keep some of the leaves to make rose leaf tea or rose leaf water to drink. And then there's the rose hips. Oh, this one's beautiful. Wait a minute. I need my hand. The rose hips can also be used. I just Google a lot of ways, like how to use rose leaves, how to use rose hips, what to do with dried rose petals. And the holidays are here, so there's a lot of things that can be made and given as a gift. So I do love this pink. All of them. I don't have a favorite, but I will tell you. There is aspiration in life to have a flower named after me, because you can have that done. You can have like a plant or some living organism named after you. So I want my own specific flower. I don't know if it's going to be a rose. I love plumerias. I love lilies. I love what are they called with the H? Hydrangeas. I love. There's so many different flowers. So I love all roses. And I love all colors of roses. Every color has a different meaning. So I don't have a favorite. And I've said this before, favorites is too limiting. That's for boring people to me. That's for people that say, this is the best and no else. No, they're all great. It just depends at a time. Or what time it is. My life is wide and expanded. I will not limit it to just one anything. And I've said this especially with my travels. I don't have a favorite place. I find a favorite with every place I go. And I can see how that couldn't quite be understood because I've been so many places as a flight attendant regularly. It just was my life every day. Now there's preferences, but there's not just a favorite, like I just have to go there. No, it depends. What time of year is it? No, there's just so much great things in the world that to limit one thing is possibly cutting off the other great things. So there's that. I'll clean off the thorns. Okay. And now, all of them have different scents too. Some of them have more of like a floral and less perfumery, and some, they all just smell great. All right, so you just fold it over. And I was thinking about, someone had mentioned how courageous I am. And I will always take the risk. Always. If it's a risk or the same, I'll always take the risk. However, I've always taken the risk. And the beauty of taking the risk is the reward is actually to take the risk. There is no reward. There's never a reward for not taking the risk. There is never a reward for not taking a risk. Because the sheer reward comes from the fact that the risk was taken. The outcome doesn't matter. It's the fact that I'm going to try something different that I don't know over what I do know. That's always the win. Because once that has been done, it can be done again. But until it's done, it can't be done. You can't imagine what risk feels like. You can only actually take the risk to know what it feels like. What's up, Jaya? And how interesting that is. You have to take the risk to know, oh, that's why I take the risk. The thought of imagining what is like, how will I benefit? It's never just imagined. It's only learned in the process or after. And I believe, again, the more risks you take, the easier it is to take a risk. And if you started taking those risks young, it's easier to continue. Because, and I shared about the moving out of your hometown theory. If you did, that was that first big risk that might have set off others. But if you didn't, there was always the reason why you didn't or why you couldn't, and that usually stops other risks. Once you take a risk to move out of your hometown, it's usually to move to another town after that. Or it may be easy to start a different occupation after that, but you took that initial risk. If you waited 20 years and you never did, it'll feel like it's harder because you may accumulate more things. It's not harder. It's just that since that initial risk was never taken, and the feeling of comfort or lack of fear was the option that was taken, then you probably just have stayed pretty stagnant. And the problem with stagnancy is it's only you to blame. And as I share in my TED Talk, it's always you. It's never anyone else. If there's not even a attempt, but the constant phrase is why it won't happen to you, you've already defeated yourself. Okay, I opened up this. What's up, retired Elio Lawrence? You've already defeated yourself. And I am seeing how, yeah, thank you. Okay, I made a small, this is the last one that I'll put in here. Because then I have big vases where I'm going to use the other flowers. And I will make them at different heights like this. Let's see, bring this one down just a little. Just a cute, there we go, because I love my flowers. So the act of doing something like I'm just going to live how I want to live, thank you, and what that takes. And I understand when someone, okay, that, yes, and it's still you. And with anything in life, you get to choose. Am I going to make a different step, or am I staying in the same place? That's it. That's it. Do I want a different story, or is the story that I'm continuously telling myself going to say the story? Do I want to change the story? Do I want to be a different character? Because when you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. Regardless of whatever story has transpired before us. We're actually the author. We can change it. But we have to change it. No one else outside of you can change it. Now, that's the whole point, to understand that you are your reward, your hero, or your defeat. Which do you choose? And, okay, this one's nice. And this is a rose hip. So this, okay. Where? No. No, I don't want to go to these stores. No. That was my mom and my sister taking their trip to a grocery store. I don't care to just go. That's not fun to me. Is this fun? This is all new for me. This is still a part of my newness into being on the ground, because a friend of mine said, Hope, you've been in the skies more than you've been on the ground. I don't know. Where is it like amusing to go to Sam's Club or Costco? I enjoy everything I do, but I definitely don't need to visit a grocery store that much. And it's not like an amusing thing. Side note, okay? I just don't care to hang out at Sam's Club. And I'm glad if it does, if it's happy for you to hang out at Sam's Club. Back to my roses. And okay, back to my roses. Yeah, you have to make the choice. You. This happened to me. I know that is true. I am not negating that. I am legitimizing that. And what is the news story? All of that's true. So what? That is true. So what? Do you want a different story? It's not even about a change. Let's go, we're going like steps before. What is the next story? Is the story you currently have the continuing story? Thank you for contributing to the goal. Appreciate you. Because it comes down to you. We all have that story where we can point the finger at someone or something or some institution or something. So what? What is your story? I know that was the story, but what is your story? What is the next line? What is the next paragraph? What is the next page? Because it's only you that determines it. When you allow anything outside of you to write it, well then, yeah, you don't have control, but you do actually have that control. Once you're aware that you do. But if not, just continue the way you're going. There's a saying that says, if you want to do something you've never done, you have to be someone you've never been. It will take, this is why it's so hard. And this is why especially entrepreneurs say, I heard Bethany Frankel, someone had asked her if you knew how hard it was to build your brand, to build your business, would you do it again? And she said, absolutely not. If I knew everything that it was going to take, of course I wouldn't. But that's why you just do, because you don't know what it's going to take. And the sheer thought of, I'll just do what it takes, but that means you got to do what it takes. And most people will throw in the towel. It's the easiest way. But this is even for yourself. When you want a different story for yourself, if you choose not to rewrite your own story, I don't care about that. The thing is, all of that, yes, that is true. And it will always exist. So what? So what? All of that is true, not negating you. All of that is true. So what? If that's the case, then everything is always against you. For you, that is true. For me, that's true, and I succeed. I don't care about all of that. That is the difference. This is where you have to get to a point of all of that may be true, but it won't defeat me. All of that be true, but it's not true for me. All of that may be true, but I got what it takes. If there's always the thought of, but, stop. You ain't there yet. You get to a point where you say, there's no way but for me to succeed. If you aren't there, you got to sit down and let the people who are doing the work and doing the difficult tasks because they love it and they've know that it's always in your mind. Who you want to be is who you build yourself in your vision, not from what society tells you. Maybe that's the secret, but you actually get to define you. Everyone will always have a judgment. It doesn't matter because you know you. This is where my confidence comes from. Anyone can say anything about me because, of course, everyone will. They see life through their perspective, and however I show up in their life at that time comes with whatever they've seen in life. So what? I know me. I like me. I'm so focused and concentrated on me and my world that my first thought isn't, what do these other people think about me? Guess what? They're thinking it anyway. And here's the other thing. So what? And here's the third thing. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's just what you've made up in your mind. Maybe they're not thinking about you. People don't care about you. People care about themselves. As my dad would say, no one in the world loves you except me and your mother, which, although it's traumatic, it is true. People don't care about you. You care about you, and you have your own self-defeating behaviors, and you are the one telling yourself this. No one's telling you that. Let's say they are. So what? Build yourself that whatever someone says to you doesn't make you you. I don't care what anyone says to me. And the other secret is everyone will always have something to say about you. But what do you say about you? What do you say about you? Do you like you? Do you trust you? Do you forgive yourself? Because if not, you probably will care, and you probably won't be able to do that for others. This person should walk their dogs. That's another thing. Like, don't have animals if you aren't ready to give these animals the amount of care that they deserve. That is very true. I say people have said, yes, this will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel, Hope is Speaking. All of my lives are uploaded, so subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hope is Speaking. And it will be uploaded. All of my lives, you can go to my daily TikTok lives, are uploaded into my YouTube channel. You can go to my link in bio. You can see my YouTube, my TED. I just put up a 3-minute meditation. I upload speaking content and confidence content, so it's there. So yes, and I'll be doing more lives on YouTube. Yes, Hope is Speaking on YouTube. Go subscribe. So, I don't care what anyone thinks about me. And that I understand how it's difficult to understand because you care. I don't. As I said, if I didn't listen to my parents, why would I listen to anyone? Listen, the two people that most people listen to in their lives, if I can tell them no, why the heck can't I tell a boyfriend, a friend, someone I work with, anyone in life no? Please, please. Whatever you have to think about me, sure, it's neutral. It's neither good nor bad. Everything to me is relatively neutral because it's not about me. Okay. Another lovely gentleman told me that. He said, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Which is, okay, yeah. You see, it's just neutral. And I do fun stuff. I also understand that most people don't really believe in themselves. Most people don't really live a life that they want to live. If you truthfully look at your life, you're doing what you believe is for you. You're not doing what you want. And most of you just lie and go through life like you are, but you're not. If you would have asked your 8 or 12-year-old self, would you be in the occupation that you're in? If you told your 12-year-old self the job you've been at, they would probably say, why did you choose that? Now, I made a commitment that I would only do what I wanted to do. So all of my employment has been what I wanted to do, whether it was makeup artistry or flying, being a flight attendant. I haven't ever done an occupation that I didn't love. And once I wanted to change, I would change. I just don't understand doing something you absolutely hate and never changing it. Because if you can a job is something that builds your life. You still can. You can do it on the side. You can quit and start event planning, but do it. The reason why I left flying is because I could have navigated both. I had plenty of extra time. You can build your own schedule. That's also the other thing. I've never really had anyone tell me like a schedule, really. I knew once I retired, I would have to pursue my other endeavors, like speaking, completely. Because if I didn't, I could go 50-50. No, I'm all in. Bye, goodbye. We did this career 15 years. Let's build a new one. I'm going all in. I'm betting on me. I'll make it happen. This is the long game. I have what it takes. And I believe in me, so I'll do it. That's it. I'll do whatever that entails. And I know I have it in me to do whatever it entails. But that's for me. Why else would I live my life in any other way, thinking that my life isn't the creation of me? I'll do what it takes to make it my creation. Yeah, and do it regardless of what it takes. If it's a time where you have to cry, if it's a time where, wow, this is difficult and I can still smile, and I still have what it takes, and everything is still working out, and it's working out better than even expected. Thank you, Faith. I have a sister named Faith. Hope, Faith, and Charity. Do what it takes to create your life. So many of you are just living a life that you hate. You hate it. And you don't really say it, but you don't have to say it because you exude it in everything you do. Oh, we're the trifecta. When you get to a point where like you are truly living your life your way, what you want to do without the input of anyone else, you become indestructible. But also, everyone else is invisible. I'm perfect, I'm harmonious, I'm happy, and I'm around roses. Yeah, like I don't care what people, listen, the people who say something about my life, well, they don't, because everyone loves me. What's not to love? I'm very happy. I do great stuff. I live a great life. I'm healthy. I'm vibrant. I make amazing food. I am pursuing something that's meaningful and purposeful, and it shows. I have a great outlook. I'm not jaded. My body is beautiful. My bum is nice and round and cupped. My curls are moisturized. My skin is smooth. Like life is great. And this is all I say. However, even if it's difficult, maybe that's part of it. I have what it takes to get me through everything. I'm superior in everything I do, and I do it well, and I do it with pride, and I do it because I know what I'm working towards, and that's it. I'm not complaining. I'm not even around people that complain. If you start complaining, trust me, I will evaporate like steam. I'm not even around people because most people, like my sister, you want to go to Sam's Club? No. What do I want to do in there? I don't need nothing to buy. I'm not going to look at margarine or sweatshirts. I don't want to go there. I want to do only the stuff I want to do. And this is particular for me because my curls are popping. Yes, and here's the other thing, because today was wash day. And I lived with a stylist. So I like to say I'm a cosmetologist. I've learned everything. And I do love a clean scalp and clean hair. It helps your hair to grow. Like, look at my thick edges and my curls. I'm going to grow my hair out. I'm not going to shave it off anymore. That's why I said I want my big hair. And I love that. As much as I want to grow it out, when I shaved my hair while living in Maui and would go swimming in the ocean and feel that beautiful nutrient-dense salt water on my scalp, and I would pop out of the water and the water would just cascade down my scalp and my face, and the sun would just beam on my scalp. It is the most enthralling, robust, vibrant, healing, healthy, peaceful, harmonious, beautiful, nurturing feeling. Yes. Take the leap. There is no, you start by doing it. Here's the thing. You have to just go. There is no where to start. You just start. You just start. Thank you. You just start. If you want to design roses, Go to Google how to design roses, read one page a day. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's going to get bigger. You just start. There's no where to start. You just start. There is no perfect place. Starting is starting. It's not about where you start. It's the fact that you've done something, but you have an end goal. So if I want to arrange flowers, I'm going to go on Google and read about arranging flowers. I'll go to YouTube, watch some videos. I'll go buy some flowers and I'll say, okay, Saturday, I'm going to arrange these flowers and I'm just going to complete it. It doesn't have to look beautiful. It doesn't have to be for a wedding centerpiece, but I will complete it. At the end of that day, you will feel so much pride and accomplishment of the steps you took from having the thought to reading some articles, to watching a YouTube video, to gathering the flowers, to like putting it on in your hand and in a vase, and just allowing yourself the vessel to create that already is the catalyst for the next step. The judgment isn't on where you start, it's starting, because once you've started, you're already at the finish line. It's just the continuance. And I've always loved flowers, so like seeing myself like, okay, I'm going to arrange flowers. It's a beautiful event. I love it. I love it. And some of you are rough and need to get into some other hobbies outside of meeting someone for happy hour, brunch, drinking alcohol, and looking for a partner. Like, try something fun for yourself. This is fun. And then I will take my rose petals and make my rose water and have my rose water face spray and rose water leave-in conditioner and rose water body spray, or maybe I'll make a lip stain with it. There's so many things. Just Google, what can I do with this? That's how you start. But there is no, you don't know where to start. Neither do I, but I just start. You get to a point where, and I get it because I do motivate, but I just do stuff. I just do it. I don't wait for anyone. I don't consult with anyone. I do it. My goal is to get it done, not to have anyone's approval of how to get it done, not to ask anyone. And I remember before I moved to Hawaii, Maui, a friend of mine said, hey, do you want to talk to my friend about moving to Hawaii? And I said, no. What's up, all caps? I said, no. Why do I want to talk to them? She said, well, he lives there. I said, well, I'm going to live there too. There's nothing that someone can tell me about where I'm about to move. What's up, all caps? What's up? I saw when you were, was it in Irvine? You were DJing in Irvine. I think it was on a Saturday. It was really cool. I love to see because you do this little move. All caps, everyone in my chat, all caps Angel is in my same TikTok live community and agency, and he has this little dance that he does when he's really jamming, and he puts all the blue caps in the chat. It's really cute. I like it. It's like a signature move, so keep it up. This rose is for you. Tres flores. Well, actually, it's cinco flores. But just do stuff. Quit asking people. People are boring, and they're going to tell you all of their limitations. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I know you wouldn't. You haven't done anything. You like going to Sam's Club and drinking a seltzer, and you've been doing that for 10 years. I don't really listen to people because most people like to stay comfortable. There is a comfort in my discomfort. There is a comfort in like, whoa, I'm trying this and I don't know and it's uncomfortable and I'm learning. That is it. I find fun in that space. I find an enjoyment in the space of, I don't know about this and I'm doing it and I'm going to be great at it because it's me. With pleasure, all caps. It's me. Why not? And And life to me is an enchanting story. Like you get to write your story. If you don't like your story, change it. You're the author. No one's writing your story. No one's coming to save you. No one has your answers. You do. You do. You do. Believe that you do. Trust that you do. Know that you do. Be aware and open that you do. And what you do will be the answer in how you do it. As I said in my TED talk, it is you. And it has always been you. So there's that. So with the flower, all of my roses that my neighbor Francis gave me, you actually roll each petal back and then it looks big and beautiful. And with floral arranging, because you know I love flowers, I'm really like a plant witch. Because I'm always gathering plants and making teas, and I just love the earth. I am such an earth goddess. Animals love me. So collecting different stems and leaves and putting them into an arrangement, it's just so beautiful. You can collect anything. There's so many things around us that are filled with beauty, but we just don't allow the beauty to be seen. And when you allow beauty to be seen, there's beauty in everything. There's a beauty in every petal that I'm turning back. And I'm taking the intention and the time and really concentrating on the feeling of the rose petal and the look of the rose petal and just the softness that I have to use. Sister Nature, I'll take that. And the softness of the petal, it's all of that. But that's because I'm open and aware of that. I'm consciously like feeling the petal. It smells great. And maybe seeing that opens doors to seeing life differently. But you got to do it. You are your heroine or hero. I don't know what you're talking about, King. I speak like this because I truly, when I say you can't tell me what to do, you can't. Because I will have enough, make enough, create what I want, where I do what I want, and you can't tell me anything. And there's a beauty to that. And there's a real diligence to constantly be authentic to myself. Because all it is, what's up, Nikki Styled You? All it is my authenticity. I won't pretend. I won't pretend and be at a job that I hate. I just won't. I won't pretend and stay in a friendship or a relationship that's not serving me, is not beneficial, that's harmful. I won't. I can only be authentic. It's the most beautiful, easiest way to be for me. And I love this simple tip that I found. Just opening each of the petals. Look how beautiful that makes. Wow. Maybe I'll have to do more of these. I'll have to do a full foraging, like, arrangement. Because I love this. And it is so soft, and I have to be very gentle with each petal, not to tear the petal. And look how beautiful. Now these small ones, but look how much when it's open. Ah, yes. And well, there's quite a few because I'm making all of these. I'm going to make some rose water, and maybe I'll just keep these and make the rose water tomorrow on live, and rose water toner for my face. Yeah, so the rose water, I'm going to do a few things because all of this, I use plants for everything. I'm going to try some of the petals. I was just looking at this bright red one. This one's beautiful. Look how beautiful. I can make a lip stain out of this, but I'm going to dry some of the petals, and you can just throw these. Oh, this one's so fragrant. It can just go right here. That's what I'm going to do with this one. So you can take the petals off and put them in a microwave for like 10 seconds, and that will dry the petals out. And then you can have rose petal tea or rose tea. Rose water. The rose hips, which I just learned, I was like, what is actually the part that is the rose hip? And this is the rose hip. And you can make a rose hip vinegar. You can make a rose hip tea. Like this is a bit sweeter than this. They all have different tastes. So I'm not going to do all of this today. I will use some of it tomorrow. I think I'll make my rose water toner tomorrow. And I love it. I love a flower. I love a flower. Weekly floral arrangements, not done by me. Like I will do this as a hobby, but definitely a professional florist, and floral arrangements every week. So always just open the flower, just open it up. I think that's what you do. Oh, yes, I love a flower. It's so, I just love a flower, but I love an arrangement. I love flowers. I love flowers. I love roses. We had in all of my backyards and front yards. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, the different colors, because pink is actually the color of love. Oftentimes, red is thought to be the color of love, but it's not. Red is the color of lust. Pink is the color of love. And then I have the yellow. Look, Nikki. I mean, these, just a few. I have pink. I have these beautiful purple. I have a bunch of just different colors, and they're all beautiful in their own majestic way. I love this one. Then I have these, which are really beautiful because, so some of them have wilted already. This one was nice because it was a blend. It had like the red tips, but white inside. So nice. So, so nice. I love it. I love it all. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, but you can't, you just got to be tough. And I know I am tough. However, I've survived a lot. I'm like, because, and I brought my dad some roses. My father really taught me a lot. And I learned from both my mom and dad because they both have their strengths. However, I trust myself. That's why I just depend on myself and go. There's nothing that I do that I don't believe in myself in doing. And there's nothing that I don't believe that I can't have. And that's just it. It's not even a something that's true or false. I just believe it, and it is. That's the thing. You don't have to believe it. You just have to start saying it to increase that. Like, just say it. Instead of saying, I could never do that, of course I could do that. Yeah, what would that look like for me to do that? Just start doing the opposite. Well, I like to ground every day, but I'm really more in the clouds. I prefer to be in the clouds. I do prefer to be in the clouds. So do it. Don't think about a starting, just start. Don't think about the right steps, just start making steps, because that's when progress is made. When you're constantly thinking of how, if, why, that's not moving you forward, right? So I also said, I like really cool things. So I have this, as I said, it's like my hammer, it's pliers, it's a pocket knife, a Phillips head screwdriver, even a nail file, and this thing. This is on my Amazon storefront. I know, it's so cool. It's so cool. And I got it because my dad would always have a pocket knife, and I do, especially when I hike, like with a bottle opener and everything. But this is so cool. So cool. I think it's a German brand. It would have to be Kirkerland or Japanese. I don't know, but it's in my Amazon storefront, which is in my link in bio. This will be uploaded onto my YouTube, so go now, subscribe. I do a lot of other just content for confidence, for public speaking on my YouTube channel. It's cracking. I upload something every day. And all of my YouTube lives are on my YouTube, which is Hope is Speaking, as well as my link in bio has my TED Talk, which I gave in October, which was my birthday gift to me. So I don't know if you saw, but you had to see because I didn't make any posts. My birthday gifts to myself are usually something that no one else can gift me, because that gift to myself is a real gift. It can't be bought. That gift, that reward was something that had to be worked towards, and I told myself last year that I would, and I did. So this is where that confidence comes from. It's not about what someone can get me, it's what I give myself. And that is the secret. Just like in the TED Talk, it's you. So I close all of my lives with, and I'm going to put on my cool vintage denim jacket. As I said, this is like this vintage Levi's denim jacket that I got at this thrift store in Nashville, when I was in Nashville last year, and someone painted, I thought this was Michael Jackson, but it's a painting of U2 on the back. Be the reflection of love, What's up, Danielle? Because you came right at the end. You are the reflection of infinite love. Show up and show out. Show up. Because that's all you have to do. When Faith asked me, what would you tell someone who doesn't know where to start? You just show up and start. There is no right place. There is no wrong place. It's the fact that you started. And stop and smell the roses. Really. Now that I've said this, you will start to see all of the beautiful flowers that you walk by daily. However, when you see a rose, actually stop and smell it. Take that moment. Take those 10 seconds and just smell the rose. Maybe pick a petal. Just observe the beauty in life that is always around you. But you don't see it because you're rushing to a job that you hate, or you're just so enthralled in everything else that doesn't matter that you have lost sight of the beauty in life. So I am Hope, and Hope is speaking. Subscribe to my YouTube. This will be uploaded within the next 24 hours, as are all of my lives. So I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.